This is my presentation for my final major project. Sorry about the sunlight, but I need some type of lighting and I don't have any type of massive lights in my house. So there's a bunch of like God rays coming in. I don't know if you can see that. Also, I'm wearing a hat because I just bought myself a new Mercedes the other day and they gave me a free hat for it. It's great luxury car. So here's my presentation on Google Slides for my final major projects. I don't know if I said that, I don't remember. But here we go, first slide, boom, mental confinement, right? Of course, everything I do is just very sad, so I thought, you know, it's the last project, so why not make like a full shebang of just making it sad, but like actually put a bit more, you know, production value into it. So what is this going to consist of? Well, we got some research skills for you. So I plan to demonstrate a variety of research. You know, throughout the course I've learned how to analyze clips and conduct surveys to, you know, collect a wider perspective on who my audience is and what they like and what they dislike. For example, yes, getting information from surveys and interviews. I've got a couple interviews that I'm going to do, even though none of them want to be on camera, because for some reason my family must just be illegal immigrants or something, because they just don't want to be on camera and they're scared the police are going to see it. So I don't know about that. I'm going to be analysing secondary research, you know, short films, blogs, just seeing what I like about it, what I dislike, what kind of information I take from it, you know, very quality stuff right there. I want to look into mental health studies, especially like during lockdown, because I know everyone's been like hella sad and everything, and that's kind of what my thing's about. So the art direction that I'm going for is, as it says, dark, eerie, just kind of really, really sad, you know. There's going to be quite a lot of dark themes in it, you know, maybe like depression, self-harm, you know. There's going to be dark color grading, film grain, sad music, all that type of stuff, you know. Everything that goes into this head, all that sadness, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to talk about myself, but that's gonna be going into my project there. Script writing. I'm gonna script write. Skills assessment. Did I say skills assessment or did I say research skills? I don't remember. I'm gonna be writing a script for an idea I have, but again, I'll get into that a little bit. Cinematography. I mean, even just setting this camera angle up, it might look terrible to you. I've got just a bunch of mess at the back. Video editing. That's something that I've been doing a lot. I've never used Adobe Premiere, believe it or not, but I probably should at some point, because I know in unis and that, I think they use Premiere and the professionals do. But I've been getting by just with the editing software I have, and I can do quite a lot on it, so, you know, it's not too bad. The equipment I'm going to use, you know, phone camera. There's a reason for that. Not only do I not have my own camera, and I think that, you know, it'll be kind of tedious to borrow the college ones, but I kind of want to go with like the whole, you know, lower quality kind of aspects for my project. So there's a reason for it. Tripod, of course, to get those still shots like I'm doing now. Sony Vegas, that's what I use to edit, and maybe Adobe Premiere if I get that trial for it that we can apparently sign up for. And Audacity, because I plan to have a voiceover over my project. Project overview. So here we go, my idea, right? A short film about isolation. This is something that a lot of people from my, you know, my age range to people that are like, but basically everyone can relate to being kind of sort of isolated through lockdown. And if you can't, then I mean, god damn, you're lucky, I suppose. You must have a massive family or some really good friends. Yeah, like I was talking about, darker themes, depression, overthinking, anxiety, you know, physical changes. You know, I'm sure a lot of people have been going through that. You know, they can't go to the gym. You know, that's definitely been my problem. You know, I'm just getting fat, flabby, just hanging off my body at this point. The video is going to be made quite roughly, because I think as the video progresses, I want it to like kind of demonstrate the character's state of mind, and then I want it to be a bit more like the camera angles aren't as good. You know, the cuts are a lot more quick and quite, you know, over dramatic. So I want it to be rough like that. I don't want it to be a perfect film, but more so like abstract, I suppose, if that makes sense. So my target audience is primarily going to be people like our age, you know, like 15, 16 to about mid-20s, because I feel like, you know, I don't want to be one of those people, but like our generation is going to be paying for all this stuff, like the whole COVID problems, like inflation and all that stuff. We're going to have to wearing a face mask for years and everything like that. Like, we're going to be dealing with it. We're going to have to get those vaccines every, years or whatever. So that's going to be my primary audience. I'm also going to be focusing things on like Zoom, Google Classroom, things like that. Just kind of like a life of a student who already has poor mental health and then lockdown happens. Roughly that is my idea. So there's going to be a lot of research going on. I hate research, but we have to do it. I kind of want to have some news coverage in my research because I feel like when it comes to young people, we kind of are only getting like a small percentage of the news coverage over anyone else really in the world. There's not really many things about like younger people feeling lonely or anything like that. Of course, there's some, but you always say stories about like older people being upset and that. But like, there's not really anything about us because I guess they just assume that we're okay. They assume we love going on Zoom, and Google Classroom and doing every single piece of work at home and not be able to go out and see anyone. And I mean that's not the case. No one likes being at home, at least for a long extended period of time. So I feel like getting some news coverage in there that might be like fake or something that doesn't portray how a lot of people feel, that might be good for research. And it might be something I might include in my project. I don't know. I want to interview my nan. This didn't happen. I just made her do my survey, and she actually said that she probably wouldn't be interested in my idea. So that wasn't, that was. She's very supportive. She's very supportive. I also want to include some music, just kind of in my research, like what kind of things my character would listen to. The sad stuff, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD. Whoever that Kid Lowry guy is, those people just sad. Post Malone songs sometimes, all that type of stuff. So I think that's it for the research. So I've added a few new slides, and I thought I'd just add them in here because I think they're important. So these are actually audience profiling that I thought would be a good idea. In other words, a tutor had shown us other people's PowerPoints from the past, and I was like, damn, mine's pretty bad. So I thought I'd add a few more slides. So I got an audience profile here. I'm going to be looking off to my monitor, so sorry about that. So this guy, he's a classic student, year 11 university student, about that age range, so like 16 to like 22, 23. Stuck at home, Google Classroom, Zoom calls, terrible aspect. I mean, you can tell just from the things that this man is going through, the typical student. It's not exactly the most positive. He misses his friends, he misses out the outdoors. He's prioritizing, video games and just kind of doing nothing over doing actual coursework, which I think a lot of people can resonate with, especially actual students. We always get these, a lot of, teachers being like, oh yeah, you got to do this by this date and everything, but like, I don't think they necessarily understand the amount of pressure that a lot of us have. A lot of people don't have good households, they don't have fully support from their parents, they don't have the means to do what their tutors are asking them of. So all of that can kind of just become stressful, and then you just lose motivation to do it at all. So I want to really reflect that kind of self-doubt and kind of just hardship that people like me and so many other students are going through, that not a lot of older people can really see. So there's a lot of mental problems that are going on with my project. I want to kind of reflect this just because I don't think a lot of people really understand how hard it is as a student to, balance mental health and so much coursework to do. It's a hard balance because you have to sit there for hours on end in front of a computer screen when you really just want to do something that actually passes the time. You don't want to use your brain, and I don't think a lot of teachers really see that side. They just think, yes, do the work or you'll fail, and that's kind of just how a lot of students feel. My secondary audience, on the other hand, is a more older, middle-aged single parent. I understand that a lot of people are going through hardships. I mean, I know that my mum is going through hardships with the whole lockdown and being made redundant and all that stuff, all those fears. So I understand. Really, this project is just to kind of look at how an average person is just dealing with the lockdown, really. And this is a mood board that I've just kind of quickly made up that's got some type of emotions and pictures that kind of are going to relate to what I'm doing. So we've got some marijuana there. I don't have marijuana. I do not smoke, just putting that out there. There's not going to be weed in my project, but it's a way to cope with pain. So I've put that. Also with alcohol. And then just a bunch of people looking upset, because that's pretty much what my project's going to be. Of course, it's going to be more than that, but that is at its based, basic form. That's what I meant to say. That's what it's going to be. And I've also got some buzzwords here. Isolation, uncertainty, pessimistic. Probably could have changed that to pessimism, but that's fine. Anger, all this stuff. It's just I just want to have these buzzwords kind of be the forefront of my project. And I want them to just kind of like get into people's minds, like, oh wow, this person's really upset. This person's really angry, doesn't understand things. He's really just looking, just negatively at everything in the world right now. And it's all because of the lockdown and just the government being bad, pretty much. Anyway, back to past Kieran. So this is my Gantt chart. I don't know if this is right, to be honest, but there's quite a lot of research at the start, planning kind of in the middle, and production at the end, because that's how it's going to work. And I've got evaluation at the bottom there. Actually, it's not at the bottom, it's on the wrong bit, but I will probably change that, but I'll probably also forget. So that's my presentation. I know it's very rough and very unprofessional, but there you go. I want to make a short film that's got a lot of dark themes in it, who follows one certain character who's stuck in isolation of lockdown, and he's got really bad mental health, even before lockdown. And hopefully it goes well. I want to use things like, color grading, film grain, like fading in, cuts, all that type of stuff. So I remember when we were doing our 1 year presentations and I recorded a video for it, and someone said on the little sheets that it was too long. So hopefully this one isn't, but it's coming up to almost 14 minutes. So I apologize for taking up your time, but I need the grade.